Hi, come join me for today's pick a card reading, which is guidance for the challenges that you are facing in your life right now. And I know astrologically, with all of the conjunctions and things that are happening, a lot of us feel like we're just getting double whammied everywhere. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Cheryl Harnish. Hi, welcome to the channel. I am the author of the Path of Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit deck. Now, I just want to say, yes, I took a couple weeks off. I moved, have a new table for readings, and just took a break, some me time, mental health, all those good, juicy things. Anyway, I am back doing personal readings. And for anyone who wants to contact me for a personal reading, all my information is down below in the video description, along with where to get the cards. So, for our choices, I really enjoy the two layered readings, and I really appreciate your comments about how you guys feel about having the two tiers. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose one of the top three rows here, and then as an added message, we're going to add the second level or second layer to it. And I find that it really personalizes it more for you because these are general readings. So yes, please do leave me some comments down there on what you guys think of that. Now, we're going to have our lovely yoga ladies. So our primary choice is going to be choice 1, choice 2, or choice 3. And then added to that, you're going to choose either A, B, or C. Now there are no cards down here because once I'm done doing the initial readings, all the cards go back into the pot and we start dealing them out again. And I find that sometimes Spirit like double whammies these readings on you guys to like really get the message home. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to, take your time, breathe, make your selection. As always, you are more than free to choose more than one. And if you start a reading and it's not resonating with you, it's totally okay. Just go back, select a new reading for you because I'm pretty sure there is one in here that is for you. So you guys pick your cards and I'm going to get us started. Hi, group 1. How are you? Okay, so we'll put our little yoga lady, praying yoga lady over here, and let's see what we have for you. Okay, so we have dreaming, which sometimes is about your dreams or the dreams that you have, Okay, work, which is really about balancing your work life with your spiritual life or your deeper desires, which really goes along with the dreaming cards, of what it is that you dream of doing. Channeling guide. Okay. See a little story kind of starting to unfold. Okay. And expansion. So with that expansion card sitting there, we're going to get our deck. With that expansion card sitting there, guys, a lot of the times that is talking about you getting out into the world. It's talking about making connections in groups, whether that's like community-based volunteering, signing up for, whatever, that sort of thing, or putting yourself out in the world and like creating a group sort of thing of your own. So, especially with that work card sitting there right beside this expansion card that's telling you to get out there into the world, it feels like Spirit really wants to address what it is that you are doing for a living and how it is that you're fulfilling your own, soul, path, purpose, that sort of thing, because there needs to be some balance here. Now I want to get us out 2 more cards Let's see. Okay, we're going to take this one. Okay. Prayers, which interestingly enough, even though this is talking about, your connection to spirit and, really building that relationship, on another level, I've found that the prayers card is often talking or pointing toward our manifesting. So, and I think that that's really appropriate in regards to everything else that's come out here. I love this. And that's why I draw these cards on film. So we have the Take Flight card, which is saying, get your butts out there, out into the real world. Okay. So I'm going to just start with these two, actually. Now, these are both from different decks. This is Divine Guidance, and this is the Return of Spirit deck. But as you can see, they're very similar in colors. And we have all these yellows, which is the solar plex chakra. It's about coming into your power, being in your power, really claiming yourself and your truth and that sort of thing. And then with these pinks to reds, because there's quite a few reds actually in this, with all of these, that pink is the alternate color for the heart chakra, right? So on one level, this is saying that this is about a part of your own empowerment, of you really stepping up and claiming what it is you dream of doing. Because most of the time what happens is the chat in our heads, when we hit into something that is really true and authentic for us, that is true to our soul, that's when like the mind, the thoughts, the inner voice just like amps it up and is like, who are you to think you can do something like that? Are you crazy? You're not good enough. Look at your blah, 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 and, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of saying like, it's time to step out of whatever this human process is that is holding you back, because there's a reason it's holding you back. Who was it? It was, one of the band members of Metallica said, when you're really on your path, because that's when you feel the most fear. And I feel like they're kind of addressing this, you guys, acknowledging the fear that you have of really putting yourself out there in the world. Now, because with the expansion card here, this one is talking about, like I said, becoming a part of the community, creating some sort of community, or getting yourself out there into the world in some way that makes a connection to either groups of people or a large number of people. And even in the booklet, it's talking about, that could even include publishing a book. So it could be for some of you wanting to do a blog. It could be wanting to get a book published. You could be wanting to start a meditation group. There's so many things that you guys could be doing. And both of these are saying, get yourself out there. It's time to get out there. And, I often explain this Take Flight card when she comes up. So this big, beautiful butterfly represents you, right? And if we could zoom in into this fractal, you would see that there's thousands of these little tiny butterflies that all connect to each other in this like chain link fence kind of way that creates the outline of this bigger butterfly. And what that is talking about, that chain linking, is about making these social connections. It is about getting yourself out there, out with people, because you have something very valid to share out here in the world. Let me repeat that. You have something very valid and worthy and valuable to share out here in the world. And this is about you spreading your wings and flying. And you see this this big flower here in the heavens, and there's this energy that comes down to the butterfly, and it's almost like the butterfly is drinking the nectar of this heavenly flower, and that sort of represents that it feeds your soul in doing this, that the energy, time, effort that you put into doing this is what feeds you back. And because this reading is about guidance for the challenges that you're facing, this is a big one, stepping into path and stepping into purpose and really fulfilling that heartfelt calling that you have. And this is about allowing yourself to dream. Now, for some of you, this can be talking about some of your dreams falling more into the prophetic side of things, like, kind of predicting some of the stuff that has been coming up for you, more of I'm going to say a psychic or intuitive connection coming through in your dreams, because we have the channeling guide. And I see this as a face, and on each side, it's like these two hands coming up going, and he's tapped in with this beautiful crown on his crown chakra, her, no gender intended. So with that channeling guide, so it is referring to some sort of intuitiveness opening up through the dream time. That could be lucid dreaming, prophetic dreaming, that sort of thing. But I also feel, because things unfold in two folds, I feel like this is talking about you really acknowledging the intuitive drive that you have, the intuition that is pushing you, your heart that's pushing you towards this path, and sharing what it is you have to share, like fulfilling that quiet, lifelong dream that you have inside of you, right? Now, for others, this channeling guide is talking about whatever this is, this group connection that you have to make, that this is, whatever it is that you're bringing through is of a higher source. Even if you think, no, this is just me and my stuff, we are God incarnated, and we are only aware of our human experience. And meanwhile, we are connected to the divine, and this is wanting to come through you and work through you. Okay. So this is quite important for you guys at this time. Now, with that prayers card, like I said, a lot of the times the prayers card is talking, the universe is just saying, yes, we hear you. We hear you talking, we hear your prayers, that sort of thing. And I also feel, though, that this is also talking about your following your intuitive guidance, your inner guide, that sort of thing. I feel like this is also talking about your visualizing and manifesting and working your consciousness toward really accepting and allowing yourself to do what it is that you want to do out here in the world. Because with that work card being there, that work card, see how it's these two globes, spheres, and it's split right down the middle here. And each of them, they're like a flipped, mirrored reflection of each other. And this world is a reflection of whatever it is that lives inside of us. It manifests out through us, which is what the prayers card is talking about, right? But the other thing with this work card is it's talking about balancing, creating some sort of balance in your life, or feeling called that you need to create this balance in your life, where your spiritual work is a part or all of what your 9-to-5 work is, like creating your income-based main job as being something that is in your spiritual calling. Okay, so this is not the end of your reading. This is only part of your reading. There's more of the message here for you. So either choose A, B, or C, and I will see you guys in a second. Be sure to hit the like too and subscribe, and I'll see you. Bye. Hi, number 2. How are you? Okay, so we will move our lovely little mascot over here. And let's see. Okay, so we have the expansion card. Nice, okay. Reflections. And this one usually comes out when we're really looking deeply within for... Okay. We have the fairies card. So, the fairies card is talking about getting fired up over some situations that may have had happened or are happening now. And especially with that reflections card, that is talking about you guys kind of being forced to look at your own selves and what has caused some of these issues to be happening in your life. And we have, okay, and we have the third eye card, like very powerful intuition card here. So let's see. We're just going to get you guys. What is the guidance for group 2 and the challenges they are facing? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I feel like I want to take this one. Celestial. Nice. And I'm going to take this top one. Feline. Okay. So I feel like they've kind of split this message. Like you have 2 totally separate messages coming through with this one. So I am going to move this expansion card over here. And that's blossoming, sorry. And I want to talk about these 2. So with this reflections card, this is like a waterfall. Like water represents the emotions, right? And in the water, it's reflecting this wall, which really is like symbolic of the subconscious mind. And that's in motion, and it's moving, and it's really taking some time. And it's not quite like, retreating from the world and like just pushing everything or everyone away. This is more like, okay, hold the phone for a second. What is going on inside of me? What is happening that is creating this? Because with the fairies card, this is talking about these 2 little fairies are guarding this, and it's very hard to see. I don't think I can get it quite close enough. There we go. There's a spider web in here. And this is talking about getting stuck into getting stuck or dragged into other people's drama or other interpersonal relationship issues that can be happening. And that can be your, personal relationships, like with friends, family. It could be coworkers. This could be your significant other. But it's like you're getting hooked into whatever situation this is that is happening, and you're like feeling kind of trapped in this or stuck to it, and it's like time to like get this off and move on and create some sort of healing in your life. And with that reflections card, this one is really important because this is kind of the why this has happened and how to rectify it. And I feel like what Spirit is trying to say here, that there is, this quiet time or downtime that you need to take for yourself. And it's not a retreat from the world, but just to give yourself some space to breathe, okay? To be able to really make some clear judgment calls about these relationships and these situations, and who needs to remain in your life and who maybe needs to leave and take a time out, even if this is temporary. And I feel like just the feeling with this is just a temporary situation with this person or people. Okay. Now I feel like they want to address that, and then they're talking about this. And it's funny, group 1 was also had purpose type stuff coming up. But this is a little bit different for you guys, because with this card, with the celestial card, this is talking about, like in the booklet I wrote, this is us wanting this, we want to live our path and really fulfill our true purpose here in life. And we want this magical scroll to fall from the heavens, and we unroll it and it says, Jane, John, whoever you are here to do blah, blah, blah. And we go, oh, this is what I'm here to do. And this card is saying that, as much as we want that scroll, it doesn't come that way. That our path is slowly revealed to us. Our purpose is slowly revealed to us. And a lot of the time that this is, when it comes, we have a tendency to begin to tell ourselves that we can't, that, we're not good enough, and all of those things. And we literally talk ourselves out of doing the one thing that we really could be doing. And with this card being here, this is talking about really acknowledging what it is that's calling you, and stepping beyond the limits that you have placed on yourself to allow yourself to do this. Now, the other card that sits here, I'm going to go this way, is the feline card. Okay. Now, with that blossoming, that's telling me that there's more stuff is coming or coming to you over the next few weeks around path, around purpose, around really getting that fulfilling feeling that you really are on track, getting those signs and messages that you're on track. Because, and don't ever, shame yourself or kick your butt for wanting or needing that sort of confirmation from the universe. You are more than allowed to ask for signs, like, show me a sign that I am on the right path here, because we all need confirmation, whether that's from just other people or from the universe. That confirmation to just say, okay, I'm not crazy. This idea isn't crazy. This really is what the universe is asking me to do. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have the, I think it's stuck. We have the third eye card here, okay? And that literally is like the third eye and opening up. And the third eye isn't just, visual interpretations of intuitive information. The third eye is talking about an opening of sorts happening for you guys in your intuitive faculty, right? But this is also, in a way, like a confirmation or a reminder that you are tapped in, you are tuned in, you are being led down the path that you feel, even if you don't feel, because the mind is interfering with that, the path that you're feeling drawn to go down, right? And for many of you, I wouldn't be surprised if it was working in some sort of either intuitive field or working in a field that really utilizes a lot of your intuitive gifts and abilities. And that's whether you believe you are intuitive or not, right? So that leads me to this guy here, the feline card. Now, you see how it looks like this cat face in here? Now, with that card, the feline card is talking about this cat in the grass, and it's hunting this bird, right? And it's watching it. And as soon as the cat sees it, it freezes and it holds. And that's kind of what has been happening with you guys, is that you've been in this hold or frozen pattern, this hold pattern with your eye on something, purpose, pathwise, and not making a move. And this card is talking about that time when instinct is going to kick in, instinct or intuition is going to kick in, and you're going to feel like, this is it. This is my moment. This is my time. And this is about you making this big leap. And that cat symbolically making this big leap onto its prey, its target. And the other thing with that feline card is that the biggest message with this is that whatever this endeavor is, this is something that becomes quite successful for you. But again, I do, because everything relates in multiple ways, it's not just one way. This part of the message can also relate into this, in that this is really about you guys looking within yourself to see what it is that's living inside of you, the voices of other people, the interactions that you've had with other people throughout a lifetime that have created beliefs that are disempowering you, that I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, all of those, and really getting yourself unstuck from that web, right? And getting unstuck out of that pattern of thinking, because that web is like an amazing pattern, right? And really looking at what you need to look at and healing what you need to heal to really allow yourself to step into your path and purpose. Okay. Now, this is not your whole reading. This is only half. There's more to it. So you can go ahead and choose either A, B, or C. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you at the second part of your reading in just a second. Hi, group 3. How are you today? All right, let's see. We'll move our little mascot yoga lady. Nice. Okay, so we have, it took me a minute to remember the name of the card, and I made these cards. We have gentleness, and there's very few fractals that when I make that they render on the screen as these light, soft colors, and these are about as light and pastel and gentle as you can get. So there's really a calling for gentleness toward yourself right now. And we have a master number. We have Lion Guide, which is master number 33 here. And it's funny because Lion Guide, it almost seems like counter energy to gentleness, because the Lion Guide is really about stepping into your power and letting the world hear you roar. And then you have this be kind, be gentle to yourself message coming through. Okay. We have Egyptian Eagle, and Egyptian Eagle is all about our perception and perception and perspective on things that are happening in your life right now. Oh, we have Cosmos of the Heart, which is, those are like owl eyes. I see these guys as like these owl eyes in here. Now, everybody sees different things in the fractals, but I have to point out that this is kind of interesting. This is from the Divine Guidance. This is from the Path of the Soul. You have master number 33 here, and you have master number 22 here, and you have a lion and an owl. So I just do need to say that even after the video, after the card reading, go look up animal totems of lion and owl, okay? Because owl is about wisdom, inner wisdom. They're nocturnal, so they connect they connect the dream time, the nighttime realm, and symbolically about bringing unconscious information into the conscious from night to day, right? The owl. And with the lion card, the lion guide card, because cats are feminine, there's a lot of intuitive balance and nurturing and that sort of thing that comes in along with this empowerment. Okay, so before we finish up here, I just need to get us some cards. All right, so guidance for the challenges group 3 is facing. Always good to give them a shuffle. Okay, so I feel like this one, and I want this one here. Okay, I need to take this one. Every once in a while they do. Okay, we have the love card, which I feel like really works along with this gentleness card, talking about being gentle on yourself. So definitely one of the aspects here that we're being presented with is self-love. Self-love, guys. Recognition. Okay. And faith. Okay. So I do have to say, not that there's any card in particular that is saying this, but there's just this feeling that for you guys that you've been kind of taking some hard knocks here, that you've been challenged, inwardly challenged with stuff in life and all of these things. I mean, all of us go through challenges in life, but it feels like this has been really you feel like you've been hitting a wall, and that kind of disheartened, like, can I get through this? Like, when is it going to get better? That sort of thing. Now, which one am I going to go to? With 2 master numbers showing up in your reading, it's that in one way is saying that you're very much in a growth period of space, but that this is also a very empowering time for you, that whatever this is that you're meeting out here in your life is a part of your empowerment to bring you to some big inner truths, and that will be different for each and every one of you because this is a group reading. But I really want to talk, like, these 2 cards actually work so well together now that I'm holding them both in my hand. It's kind of funny. Okay, so with Cosmos of the Heart, Cosmos is really talking about honoring whatever this is in that you feel in your heart that you need to do for yourself, and whether that is how, like, just the way that you want to live your life, right? Like, maybe you are just going along life like one of the sheeple people, doing it the way that you're supposed to do it, and in your heart is crying for, you know, for you to break free and break loose and to, like, just go, God damn it, forget it. I'm going to do this my way, and, like, you know, and fall away from the crowd and how it's supposed to be done, and really be coming to a place of authenticity in your life and in your path. And Cosmos is talking about really coming to that place of knowing that that is what you want to do, even if you don't know how it's supposed to look right now, is like really honoring that calling. But, oh, I'm pointing to the wrong card. But the other thing with Cosmos is that a lot of the time when Cosmos is coming up, there's some sort of counter energy that's happening in your life, you know, like a challenge. And it's usually people who are like, what the heck are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And they don't understand this process that is happening. It's deep and it's spiritual, you know, to really make your life in alignment to your heart and soul and what your truth is. And so with that, it's like, even in the booklet, I wrote, like, this is really about sending those people love and acknowledging that they're only reflecting some part of you that is questioning yourself, and that's okay. And, with love, hear whatever it is they have to say, but continue to move down that path, the road less traveled, because this is about your authenticity. And with this card coming out as well, the Lion Guide card, I hope you can see, like, that he focuses well here. There is this lion with his eyes closed, and he's almost like a sleeping lion, and it really, this is about you awakening to your power. There is a flavor of leadership that comes with this card, because, when you think of a lion out in the jungle, he is the king of the jungle, right? And this is about you becoming king or queen of your jungle, your life, right? That you are the one who sits on the throne here. You are the one in control. This is your life. And this is talking about you stepping into a leadership role of some way, whether that's directly or indirectly, even just being like, through the changes that you're considering making and doing in your life, that it's inspiring to other people, right? But this is a lot about claiming your truth and claiming your power. And both of those are master numbers, right? 22 and 23. And so I feel like they're talking about progression. There's progression here for you, okay? Now, along with all that, because there's you guys have been really hit with some hard emotional stuff, that this is where these two guys are coming in, that this is where the love card and gentleness card is coming. Now, the love card is talking about, this is you, and this is the world, and this beautiful light energy, this heart surrounding the world, and it is saying that you are love. You are God incarnated. You are pure, divine, unconditional love. And sometimes we forget who we are. We all forget who we truly are when we come here, when we are incarnated. But this is like being called back to your heart space, to doing a practice of gratitude, to really starting to soften the energies around you. And I feel like, because this has been so challenging for you guys lately, but this is also a reminder that who you are, that the light that you are and the love that you have to share in this world is needed. The light of who you are is needed, okay, out here in the world. And this is talking about, like, that gentleness card is when we get busy really kicking our own asses. And we all do this. And it's so ridiculous, because we would never do these we would never talk to any of our friends or someone we loved in the way that we talk to ourselves. It's just crazy what we will do to ourselves. And this gentleness card is really talking about taking a step back and allowing yourself some space for self-care, right? And you know exactly what self-care looks like for you, right? Because there's something about nurturing yourself that lends to you really allowing yourself to rest in your heart, to moving past the challenges that you're coming right now, because you are coming out of them, you're growing out of them into something more authentic. Okay, I have to get moving on this. Now, the Egyptian eagle, so that's 3 power animals in your reading today, you guys. Wow. So with the Egyptian eagle, this is talking about coming to a higher perspective, a higher understanding, like really pulling up and seeing the whole of this situation. And with that, when you see things from a different perspective, it changes your mindset on the situation, and it also begins to change how these situations, or this situation in particular, is manifesting. So it puts you again into a power position here of being able to make the changes that you need to make, and also seeing the why this is happening. Now I love that this card is here, because we have the recognition card. And I feel like that is Spirit's way of saying that there is some sort of recognition for you out here in the world that's coming, as far as, you know, your own empowerment and things like that. And I feel like this is, for some reason, I'm just feeling like this has a lot to do with being recognized by particular people in your life that you may not feel like have really seen you for who you are. You know who you are inside it, and feeling like this has been misrepresented out here in the world somehow, in some way, and that this is about you getting that recognition. And I also feel, though, that they are talking about path and purpose, and really you recognizing the changes that need to be made, and recognizing your value and your worth. Okay, huge growth for you guys. And the last card is the Faith card, which again, we have these wings happening here. And this is a lot about, you guys, it's not just taking flight. This is about rising above, and you guys are rising above this. You really, truly are. So have faith. And this is not saying just to have faith in Spirit. Trust yourself, trust your heart, trust where you're being led to in this path, because there's a major shift happening for you. Now, this is only part of your reading. The other half of your reading is either A, B, or C. Okay, so hit the like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll get to the other half of your reading. Hi, Group A, how are you? Okay, we will put her over here. So, part B of your reading, guidance. I'm just going to do a quick pick one card from each pile, and I feel like that is our card. And we have the Up card. And see how this looks like a great big arrow pointing to the sky, and it's all blue. And this is talking about things looking up. And the other thing about this is it's talking about looking up, because it's just like, we call it rubbernecking in North America. When you come by, you're driving down the freeway or interstate, and you drive by a car accident, we tend to like do this. And sometimes we do that in our lives. We become quite focused on these car accidents that are happening in our lives, and we aren't really keeping our eyes straight on the road where we want to go. And in order for us to head where we want to go, we need to look in that direction. And with the Up card, this is talking about looking up. So in a way, like, looking to Spirit for the guidance and things that you need, but also symbolically looking up. Like, that it does involve like the practice of gratitude, but this is talking about looking to the good things that are happening in your life, and looking toward the path that you want to be on. And this card is like a huge things are improving card, that things are getting better for you. So I feel like this is a really important part of this message, is about you realizing that whatever you've been going through, this is shifting, and you're coming into an upswing here, and just start looking toward that upswing, right? No more rubbernecking for you guys. Okay. Now let's get our next card. I know that a lot of you really enjoy seeing the cards pulled. I like pulling them on camera because some of the crazy cards that come out, you'd never believe if you didn't see it come. Angelic being. Okay. I love this card. I'm going to hold it up to the camera just for a second, because oftentimes the symbols that show up in the fractals, they are not intentional. I have no control over how the image is going to look, how the fractal is going to look. But can you see this? It's almost like this halo around this head, and they're like these pink, beautiful pink wings. And when that angelic being comes up, that tells me that, that right now you're in a place of protection, that the universe, whatever, I don't want to challenge anybody's beliefs, but there are beings who are here to guide us, nurture us, teach us, and help us through this incarnation. And when the angelic being card shows up, that is like Spirit's way of confirming to you that you are not alone at this time, and that, your angels and your guides are really working with you. And I feel because they brought that up card, they're trying to encourage you to stop the rubbernecking. Just get looking forward, because things are improving for you, okay? Because things are coming up. And I feel like a lot of the time when this kind of card comes out in a reading, when Spirit is really trying to acknowledge to you that they are here, they are listening, they know what's going on, it is like their way of sending you this big shot of love. And so I really would not be surprised. I feel like you guys need to look for signs from your angels, your guide, ascended master, whoever it is you connect with in a higher realm, in a higher dimension, whoever you feel drawn to, because there's a message coming for you from them in some form or some way. Okay, nice. So we have Bull Guide card. Now the Bull Guide card, he is about taking a stand for yourself. And now I know why the angelic being card came up. And so this is, like I said, our angels and guides are here to help us, teach us, protect us, nurture us through situations, especially when we're hitting big challenges. So with the Bull Guide card, this is talking about you standing up for you. So that may have already happened, or you're being confronted in a situation now where you have to stand up for you. And this is saying it's okay to stand up for yourself, to have a voice. And I'm saying have a voice because the up card is all blues. The blues represent the throat chakra. So this is a part of your expression, that it's okay for you to speak your truth. It's okay to say what you like, what you don't like. It's okay for you to say, you cannot treat me like this. Or to say, this is how my life is going to look. And people do not have to like it. And oftentimes when we start to really step into our power, those who have power issues will really kind of react to our kind of claiming ourselves and our lives back. And I feel like that angelic being card is saying that may or may not happen, but it doesn't matter. Whatever reaction anyone else has is their process. You don't need to own it. You don't need to take responsibility for it. And you don't have to take it on in any sort of way other than to acknowledge it and continue with what you're doing in your heart. Now, the big thing with the Bull Guy card, I just want to say that this isn't a card of confrontation, even though the message seems that way. That that this is more of a claiming who you are and just doing it, damn it. And it's not about having confrontations or arguing with somebody about it. There's nothing to argue about. This is just simply you claiming your truth, your words, whatever this is. So I feel like you guys with Group A, this is a huge empowerment thing for you. And that in whatever way there's some clarity happening, something's going to bring clarity in a particular relationship in some way, that whatever you do in really speaking up for yourself and standing up for yourself, it really alters the situation in a good way, in a way that is the highest good for all involved, because you have the angelic being card here, and that always works for the highest good of all involved. Okay, so this is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading that's much more specific to you and your path, your purpose, love life, whatever it is, I'm available for readings, and all my information is right below the video itself in the video description. And I want to say, hang tight, you guys. This is a huge period of growth, and look for the signs from your angels for sure, okay? So hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Hi, Group B. How are you? I'm doing sign language, B. Let's see what we have for part 2 of your reading. So this is just going to be a quick one card pull from each of the decks. I have to not bang the table because it shakes the camera. All right, final guidance for our Group B. What challenges they are facing right now. Oh, I see the card right away. It's stuck out to me immediately. Now, this card really likes to make an appearance, and I feel like because those of you who follow my pick-a-cards and follow my work tend to be very deeply spiritual, and it seems like this is a card that is quite relevant for many of you. With the Starseed card coming up here, this is talking about the Starseed card is often feeling like we don't belong and feeling like we don't fit in anywhere, right? And so if you're feeling that sort of segregation, like, you know, like you aren't, people don't really understand you because of, you know, maybe your spiritual beliefs or your beliefs about life, living, whatever it is, this card is talking about you really owning the uniqueness of who you are. Right now, I'm going to pull out the other card because I feel like we need some context about what this is that they're talking about, because I feel like there's something kind of specific they're wanting to say to you. But this is talking about you coming to a place of feeling this sense of belonging. Okay, I feel like I need to pull 2 cards here, so I'm just gonna roll with that, and let's get our final card. That is our final card. Okay, so there's 2. Look at that. Okay, so we have boundless and we have breakthrough, and I love this card. I mean, the reason I love this card is because you see how this is all set in this grid. It's a pattern, a set pattern. And we have this huge energy rod just like coming through and breaking these patterns. And that, I feel, is very much, you know, the deepest meaning of what the Starseed card is talking about, is breaking out of these patterns. You know, I've said this twice in the reading, this pick-a-card this time, that, you know, the sheeple people, the people who go along and do what they think they're supposed to do, and we get stuck in these sets, patterns, ways of being, and that this is about you really breaking out of that, breaking out of like the confines of societal beliefs and breaking free of, you know, how you were raised to be versus who you are inside, all of those sort of things. Like, this is a real pattern changer, game changing situation that you guys are coming up to. And it feels like I feel like this is about you guys stepping up and stepping out into the world a bit, because we have the Shining Star card here. And like, the Shining Star card is that you are meant to be seen and you were meant to be heard. And it's okay for you to step out here into the world and bring whatever it is you have to bring to the table in the unique way that you have to do it. And like, the only example I can think of right now is, let's say you wanted to do pick a card readings. You don't need to do them the way everybody else does them. You do them the way that you want to do them, right? And now, I'm not saying you guys are doing pick a card readings. It's only an example, but there really is something about you guys stepping out to the world and letting the world see your light. You guys are a beautiful soul. And I have to just point out that that's kind of funny. Star seed card, and you have Shining Star. So, they're really trying to nail that message home. But the biggest part of that is in through what's coming up for you in the next little bit of you putting yourself out here into the world, that it gives you a sense of belonging, that your uniqueness is exactly what makes you fit into the world, that it isn't about trying to fit into one of these little, round pegs in a square hole. That it isn't about you fitting within this pattern, that it's about you breaking patterns and breaking beliefs, structures somehow, whether that's in society, in your life, in your mind. And I feel like they're kind of talking about all things. The Boundless card is here as well. And in this fractal, it's kind of hard to see, but this travels out literally to infinity. And they're saying that there is no limit. There is no boundary here that is confining you. That whatever this is that you want to do, to put yourself out there and do it, just do it. Don't let your mind limit you to what you can and can't do, how well it can be done, or how successful it can be. Because the Boundless card is saying there is no end. It is an open road here for you guys. So don't let the beliefs limit you about what you can and cannot do. And I feel like, as a final message, this is absolutely beautiful. So we have the Nectar of Life card. And with that Nectar of Life card, this is talking about you guys coming into this area of your life. Like, I feel like they're talking, it feels like this is going to take a few weeks to develop, so just hold on. But with that Nectar of Life card, that's talking about really getting to enjoy the sweetness of life, like really feeling and tasting the juicy goodness of the things that can happen in your life. And there's something else here. I just want to take a second here and okay. For some reason, I'm just going to go with it, because that normally never comes up with this card. But there's something about enjoying the sweetness of either a particular relationship, whether that's romantic, I don't know, but there's something about like coming together, camaraderie, this sort of thing, and really feeling that support. And it's very sweet, like whoever, whatever that is. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does fall around your path and purpose, but that could also be intimate relationships as well. Okay, now this was a general reading. If you want a personal reading that's much more detailed to you, I am available for personal readings, and all the information is right below the video in the video description. And please do hit the like and subscribe and join me again for my next pick a card reading. I wish you guys so much love. You guys have something really exciting that's coming through here. All right, so I will see you guys again soon. Much love. Take care. Bye. Hi, Group C. How are you? Okay, we're going to move our last and final, but not the least. And I had said to the other groups, I really like pulling cards on camera because sometimes it's surprising what comes out. And just let me know if you have a second to just let me know in the comments if you prefer to just have the cards pre-drawn or watch me draw them. Okay, so our first card is Return of Spirit. I love this. I love this card because now we have this bird-like symbol happening in here, and to me, I see these as wings. But the biggest thing with this card is that I see it as this phoenix energy. It's like rising again, rising up out of the ashes, like having walked through the fires and trials of life and really being burned and scorched down to dust and rebuilding into something new and something that's stronger, more solid, more real. And in that, through this rebirthing kind of process that you guys have been going through, that there's more, I need to use this word, there's more authenticity to you. Like you're more heart-centered through this. And it feels to me, because it is the Return of Spirit card, that this is talking about getting aimed really much more clearly to what is important to you, what really matters to you in your life, and what makes a difference for you in your life and out here in the world, and how to make a difference out here in the world. The next card that we have is that. Okay. Master numbers. We have the Infinite card, Master number 11. And the other thing with this card, I'm hoping you can see it, is that it reminds me of the dust particle clouds in space. And it's these double spirals spiraling out from here with this infinity sign. Okay, so with the greens in there, the greens is absolutely the heart chakra, and we have the spirals, double spirals happening, spinning out. So wherever there's spirals, there's growth and expansion. So with the greens, I have to say this is much more of a heart-spaced kind of healing, heart-spaced kind of growth, truth. Like I feel like that really just falls in line with the Return of Spirit card that we were talking about. And then, we have all these beautiful purple fuchsia kind of colors, and that is very much a crown chakra. So this is an opening in many ways for you guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if many of you aren't kicking up a few notches in your intuitive understanding of things, or your intuitive connecting to your guides and angels and that sort of stuff. But with the infinite possibilities, I feel like they're also saying that, there is no limit. And I need to also say this, this is Master number 11 here. And with that, Master number 11 is one that hits a lot of challenges, but is a builder number, because this is about building and creating. So there's some flavor of that going on for you guys in your life right now. So let's see, our final word of message, guidance on the challenges for Group C. This one. This actually just came out for group B. And I feel this is so suiting for you guys. Actually, it's the breakthrough card. So not only do you have limitless, like there are no limits to what it is that you can do, achieve, and create. And I feel like there's a lot of inspiration coming for you guys. I feel for some reason that this is a lot about your path and your purpose, okay? Because of the Return of Spirit card. But that breakthrough card, I feel like what they're kind of saying is that, you know, through this rebirth process that you're going through of really clearing out the old, getting rid of the old, whether that's people's circumstances, even moving to new places, like, and making life very congruent to this newer version of you, that this is about, see how this is a pattern shape here, right? And this light rod is shooting straight through it. And this is about breaking out of the old pattern. So I feel like you guys are coming up to a stage here with this in your life where it is no longer you reliving the story of you that you have been living up to this point, and it's about breaking free of the habits and patterns that you have been kind of stuck in and recreating over and over and over. So for a lot of you, this is like breaking some old habits, whether it's, you know, something like smoking or changing your diet and doing that sort of things. But there's a lot of life patterns, emotional patterns, that sort of thing. Sorry, I'm banging the table and it's shaking the camera. I have to be careful not to do that. But I feel like there's a lot of doors opening up for you guys right now. So be prepared for some, you know, this could be like job offers, that sort of thing, but it feels like there's opportunities coming. Opportunities are coming here. And to kind of like be a yes man in a way, to really be open to saying yes to what the universe is bringing you, because there's something really opening up that's really going to be for your healing and growth here, that's taking you into a new direction in your life. Okay, now this is a general reading. If you want a reading that's really specific to you on your path and purpose and your spiritual journey and that sort of thing, I am available for personal readings, and all my information is down below in the video description area. Please do hit the like and subscribe. I have videos coming out every week. And I wish you guys so much love. I am honored that you came for a reading with me today, and I will see you again soon. Take care.